Yo. Hope everybody's doing good. Mama Rood's got all the Christmas stuff out. She's getting everything ready. Got the happy holidays out. Got some trees right here. She's got her, what you call those, nutcrackers out on the side next to the fire. She's getting holiday festive, right? Anyway, I like to show you all that stuff because I'm not into that stuff, but I know Mama Rood likes that stuff and appreciates me showing her festive side. Cheers to everybody. I hope you're doing good. I think I'm coming up on Thanksgiving here. I want to talk to you guys about something pretty controversial, but if you ain't noticed what's going on, you just ain't paying attention, right? You might want to tag one of your buddies that's not paying attention or doesn't think that anything's wrong with this country or things are just jolly, right? And there's nothing happening. It's just good times, right? And you probably notice that things just don't make sense in this country because they ain't supposed to, right? They're not supposed to make sense, right? They ain't supposed to make sense, but they're telling you it makes sense because they want you to think and look and not think and look the other way, right? What's up, Kevin? And that's exactly why nothing makes sense, because it's not supposed to make any sense. They're trying to overthrow the country. If you haven't seen that, they're trying to get rid of the Bill of Rights, Constitution, and but they can't do it in one big fell swoop. This shit's been going on for a long, long time. I'm not that old, but I'm old enough to know that America's changed, right? I'm a baby of the 80s. You know, I'm 40. I'll be 42 in March. And things have changed dramatically. Well, I say dramatically. Things have changed slowly over the past 40 years, but very fast the past, 2 years, right? What's up, T? What's up, Kevin? It's kind of like with the old saying, how do you boil a frog without him jumping out of the pot? Very slowly. And it's been going on for the past probably 30, 40 years now, starting with the universities, right? Where they've been, you know, shaming America, shaming what it stands for, you know, over the past, let's call it 30 years in college, right? That's why all you professors are filled with communists, right? In addition to that, they've got half the population on psych drugs, right? If you hadn't noticed, half the population's on frickin' either psychotropic, mind-altering chemical drugs that change the chemical compound in chemistry of your brain. That's why everybody's batshit crazy these days. They've got all these kids on Adderall, Ritalin, anti-anxiety medicine, Paxil, Prozac, Xanax, you name it, right? Half the population is dumbed down. And that's how they've gotten away with this, because nobody gives a shit because they're too stupid or too dumbed down to even better pay attention to it. Mom, I just added some more water and put some mushrooms in it that you forgot to, so that I cooked down. Put some more water in it. We got a deer backstrap gravy going over there. But I want to talk to you about this, right? It's collapse by design, right? This is a collapse by design. And if you think anything different, you're just not paying attention. This is not my opinion. If I were a guy and I wanted to collapse a country, hell, I'd be doing the same thing, right? To the T. You control the media. You can tell the population what they need to hear, while in the dark, in the back, do the exact opposite, right? Y'all jump on and share your comments as I talk this out, right? Kevin says, trying to do away with the American dollar so they can roll out the digital currency, social credit score, Klaus Schwab, great reset. That's 100% correct. That's exactly what, and they're not afraid to tell you anymore. They're bragging about it. Because you're too stupid and dumbed down to even pay attention, to even know what's going on, because you're too busy watching Kardashian, and you popping your Adderall during the day, your Paxil and Prozac for lunch to mellow you out, and then your Xanax and Valium to go to sleep. And that's why most people don't even know what's going on. They too dumbed down, right? So first thing, you know, is you know, what they're doing is they're basically destroying the country from within slowly, right? And it started with COVID, right? They rolled out the COVID, and they brought in all these rules and regulations, and they shut down all the supply lines, which the supply line still ain't back to normal. You came in, Mama, you having problems getting anything? Supply line wise?
I know appliances are usually,
Appliance.
but you know, we haven't been doing.
But our builder's here looking at our
Yeah,
stuff,
so
but he told us.
You see windows like this, like you can't even get access to this.
But it's been 2.5 years now, and my builder, we had a conversation last week. He said the supplies.
You have to
He's building. Yeah, we bought his
single
house, and he's building a house across the street. He can't even get half the stuff that he has for this house, and
you
it's
have
still.
to have a lot of cash up front and just order everything at the beginning and store it until you're ready. Otherwise, your house will be forever. And
it's still, and the prices are still going up. The floors we have, he said, these floors, this French oak floors, are like $2. Well, how much? $3 more per square foot.
Yeah.
When he built this house a couple years ago.
Well, that safe he bought too went from like $5,000.
Yeah, we're not talking about my safe one.
I'm just saying,
yeah.
like,
Well,
to get a new
everything
one like
else
that
is just
was
double
like
the price, right?
more.
So, the point is, things aren't fixed. They're trying to tell you that they want to get rid of inflation through interest rates. That's a lie. The way you get rid of inflation is through production and increasing the supply of what is demanded, right? Meaning, if you have an oversupply of something, prices come down. But they've squeezed production to which raises prices, and then on top of that, they raise interest rates to tell you, oh, it's gonna help. And then on top of that, they're telling you we want to increase unemployment, right? What? But you're not even paying attention. They're Satanists. They're saying all this, so nothing makes any sense because it ain't supposed to make any sense. Anybody with 2 cents, you got all these academic communist socialists running the country. These guys are not intelligent people. They are highly, well, I say they're intelligent in a sense that they can remember stuff. They're not problem solvers. These communists are the quality and character. They're subversive. They're deceptive. They like power and control. That's right, and it's all bullshit. Hey, listen, go handle your dog. I can't hear that while I'm doing this. So it's not supposed to make any sense. So what they want to do is they want to create a lot of pain, right? And that's what's coming, a lot of financial pain. And they can do that by making the supply line screwed up, increasing the price of everything through inflation because of the squeeze on what? On goods and material, right? They've squeezed the means of production. And on top of that, raised interest rates. So it's a double win. Dog, get away. So that's the first thing that they're doing is create pain, right? Then what's going to happen, we're going to have a massive, now that interest rates are up, what we're going to do is have they're talking about going up again. We're going to have a crash here very soon, like very, very soon, right? Okay, let's answer some of these questions. I don't want to pass too much of you guys up. What's up, Jason? What's up, Jimmy? They want UBI, that's right, Universal Basic Income. And I'm going to take a bunch of you guys' questions here at the end, but I want to get through all this too. But I'm going to try to read all your questions as we go. I really like and support this guy. Hey, Zay, I like you too, bro. Mike, you got rid of inflation by getting rid of the amount of money in circulation. We're fighting Marxism and communism. Back our money with precious metals and make it real again. Absolutely. Well, that's a whole nother topic, right? Look, let's just be real. The Federal Reserve's got the biggest scam going of all history, right? How do you get something for nothing? You take control of the money supply. You print paper dollars, fiat currency, and you call it what? Money. And then you charge interest on top of that. So man, what is the biggest scam in world history? The Federal Reserve. they print money, which ain't really money, it's paper, backed by the confidence of the U.S. government, and they tell you it's money, and they charge interest. So they're what? They're making nowhere. Where else in world history could you get something for nothing? How do you get something for nothing? You print dollars that supposedly is money, and you charge interest on top of it and say that it's money. It's all a big scam. It's all bullshit, right? It's all about control. That's right, Jimmy. So anyway, Kevin said, and to control the people, you control the food, and you control the people. That's right. That's exactly right. But their whole goal is to create a bunch of pain, right? To roll out the UBI, Universal Basic Income. If they can get enough people to suffer, and what they want, they need to collapse all the entrepreneurs. They need to collapse the middle class and the working class people and the entrepreneurs of this country. And they just want real big business ran with the control and collaboration of the government, where it's just big business and the government running the country. They don't want any competition. This is why they're slowly collapsing the economy, slowly collapsing the small business and entrepreneur and the middle class, because they need you to be in what? A lot of pain. And once you're in this pain, you're gonna what? You're gonna ask for a handout. That's the next step. Once they get the handout, then they can take control of you with their fake dollars that's backed by absolutely nothing, that they print out of thin air and tell you it's money. It's the best scam ever. It's the best scam ever, right? It's really unbelievable, but it's something for nothing, right? If we try to go and counterfeit money, we're criminals, right? If they do it, it's called quantitative easing, right? It's all bullshit. So here's a question I have. If you can answer, if a lot of policy was assessed and simply studied, it would be simple to conclude a complete and coordinated goat of oppression, extortion. Why are law enforcement failing to prosecute these large-scale criminals? Because they can't, because the heads of all these large-scale, enforcements companies are ran by the people that are paying them to stay hush-hush, right? And it's a big scam, right? That's right. All you do is follow the money. So what they're doing is they're going to collapse the country. Let's just call it what it is. They're going to collapse the country. They're going to keep raising interest rates. They're going to keep a tight squeeze on the supply line, because if they just open up all the supply lines, one, oil and gas. If they just opened up all the oil and gas, what would happen? Most of the inflation you've seen is caused by the gas prices, right? Which they went down, now they're coming back up again, and they're going to continue to probably go back up. So they play money, and they play games with the money supply, right? They're saying that they're not going to print money anymore, but they're going to probably have to cover the losses. But it's just a slow gradient scale of collapse, right? He with all the gold makes all the rules. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Control the food first, fuel and energy second, then the money third. Quantitative counterfeiting. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So the question is, if you know all this, that's the first. The question is, how do you handle all this? Like, what do you do? Because I rack my brain. Mama, do I rack my brain about this stuff? Huh? She's about had enough of it. She's like, can't hear it no more.
I'm about to move his ass to the camp.
The camp, it is the camp I just bought in North Louisiana, but I bought that more than just camp. That's my getaway bug.
Yeah, that's his doghouse.
Well, it's about to be a doghouse for me. Huh? Here's the thing. What's wrong, Anderson?
She agrees.
You want to move me out of here? Yeah, trying to kick me out of my own house. But if you know what's going on, you can prepare for it. I'd rather know what's going on and be pessimistically optimistic. That's what I just said. I like to be pessimistically optimistic, right? Because it's called reverse visualization. If you can think of every possible bad scenario that can happen. And I'm an entrepreneur just like a lot of you guys that follow me, right? I need to have a plan. I'm not a fly-by-night guy. Like, I have a plan. I have to have a plan. I need to know where I'm going. I need to know where the country's going. And as far as I can tell, they're gonna collapse the country. They're gonna collapse the dollar. They're gonna roll out all this New World Order shit they're talking about, like what Klaus Schwab's doing. And they're gonna try to bankrupt as many people as they can. But if you know the game, right? If you understand and know the game, the question is, what can you do about it? The first thing is to be aware of it. And that's why I want to talk to you guys. You got to be aware of it. Second thing is, you got to get into real assets, and you got to get into things that they can't print. They can't print real estate. They can't print dirt. They can't print businesses, but they can print dollars. They can print Bitcoin. They can print cryptocurrencies. They can print all this digital art, this NFT bullshit. It's all scams, right? Get out all the shit that they can't print, or they can print, right? And get into hard assets. That's the first thing I would tell you. We're heavily leveraged in real estate. Second, buy businesses that are needed and wanted. Service-based businesses, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, landscaping, yard maintenance, right? Things that service the real economy, maybe dumpster businesses, medical businesses, medical transport companies we're actually looking at. We're looking at a few different companies, right? Stock up on things that you're going to need into the future. What are you going to need in the future? You're going to need food. You're going to need, water. You're going to need toilet paper. You're going to need a vehicle. You're going to need, buy shit that's just insurance, right? Right? There's going to be it might turn into a barter economy, right? Buy means of defending yourself, guns, ammo, bullets, right? Buy maybe farmland where you can have, you can get you a few heads of cow, get you some hunting land like I did, where you can harvest deer, hogs, ducks, like the problem we're eating some white-tailed deer right now, right? Don't forget about stock through naked shorting. It's all a fraud. Glad someone else gets it. Yeah, it's all a fraud. It's all freaking fraud, right? Stock up on precious metal like brass. That's the best. That's the best precious metal there is. That's the working man's precious metal, right? It's brass. I do like gold and silver. I mean, I do have some gold and silver, but brass, I mean, I've never lost money on brass or guns or anything of that nature, right? Second thing you need to do is you need to look at your income and expenses, right? You need to figure out where can you cut and where can you add revenue, right? Get rid of all the stuff that you don't need, like Chanel purses, Range Rovers.
Chanel is actually extremely valuable.
What else she buys?
It is. Listen to your daughter, Chanel.
Chanel purses are not needed and wanted. Okay.
Research.
What else she wastes money on? Chanel. What's the other purses you buy? What they call?
Oh my god.
Huh? What do they call?
Listen, you trying to go back to the doghouse?
Listen, I'm being a doghouse. I keep doing this live. But get rid of your expenses, right? Get rid of the things that you ain't got to buy. Maybe stop going out to eat as much. Cook more, right? Buy less beer. That's right. Buy less beer, right?
Buy more wine.
Yes. That's why I chose that. Yeah.
Wine's gonna be a good barter. What you talking about?
Wine will be a good barter. Tobacco, cigars, for sure. You're gonna have to like I did a reel the other day. Mama said you have to work harder, right? I'd rather not lose what I got, and I'd just rather work harder. That was good, right? You got to be willing to work double as hard as you're working now, and maybe you're already working hard. You might have to work harder, right? Because the means of production will slow down. When everything pulls back, it's gonna get really ugly, right? Get a side hustle, right? What's gonna be your side hustle? Grow your own. Get a side hustle. Get yourself. You might have to do. You have to work every day. You might have to work on the weekends, or maybe you have a 9 to 5. But dude, when things get really bad, you're gonna have to work more to maintain your lifestyle, right? So all these different things that you're gonna have to do to make it through the coming collapse. Now, it may not be anything that you can do. It may just get so damn ugly that you can't do anything about it. But it is a collapse by design, and don't think it's anything different. It's a collapse by design. Mama, she don't want to confront the reality of it. She doesn't realize. She don't read the history and know that the real history behind countries and how they overthrow countries. The communists have been overthrowing countries for time immemorial, Mama. It's been going on for a long time. You can't print this much money. The Romans did it. The Phoenicians did it. The Weimar.
They tried to hear me too.
Well, they need to hear it. They need to hear it.
You talked about it on a podcast already last week.
They need to hear it because it's coming.
Keep showing watch podcast.
If you don't think it's coming, you ain't paying attention. And I just want you to be aware of it because I don't want you to say I didn't talk about it. I've been talking about this. I'm trying to give you some licks. I've been telling you guys it's going to happen for probably 4 or 5 years now. Because they've been talking about it for a long time. The globalists have been talking about it for a long time, right? The communists have been talking about overthrowing the country, get rid of the Constitution, Bill of Rights for a while, right? So if you know about it, that's the most important thing. If you're aware of it, you can disagree about it. Just disagree, and that's all you can do. You can disagree. And you can work your ass off and get a side hustle. That's right, Jimmy. They've done this to a lot of countries. That by design. And we're doing the same. We're going through the same route, and it's gonna happen to us. Walmart is sitting on thousands of dollars in electronics in the stores and can't move on food. Is moving. Greshman's law: bad money drives out good money. That's exactly right. I don't know how they're going to get away with this. I don't know how they're going to collapse this country. I don't know how they're going to get away with it because there's too many. Hey, get those dogs out of here before I beat them.
She's looking at herself in the mirror.
This shit has happened before. It's going to happen again. And I want you guys to be prepared because I'm prepared, right? And I don't want to bullshit you and get on this live like this and act like everything's rainbows and, you know, unicorn piss, right? Like things are about to get really ugly. We do, Mark. Yes, we do.
We do.
How long before you think the worst is going to happen? Ted, I think we got no later than 2024, right? I don't think we're going to have a 2024 election. If we do, it's definitely going to be compromised, to say the least, right? Anyway, I don't mean to be doom and gloom, but I like
yes, he does.
I like to be pessimistically
Oh,
optimistic. And I'm not an optimistic person. I'm a realist. I don't... Yeah, maybe I'm pessimistic, but you know, pessimism has got me further than you optimists.
I'm looking for a new husband.
Well, I may be looking for a new wife. Better than that.
I hope you
two or three girlfriends. 2 or 3 girlfriends will do it next time. I'm gonna do it right next time. I ain't gonna get married. And I ain't divorcing you until you sign that post-nuptial agreement. You're gonna sign the post-nuptial agreement, and then we can go our separate ways. Anderson, you coming with Daddy?
No, I'm going with Mom. I need my Gucci.
What? You need your Gucci?
I need it.
What?
She don't have that.
It's on you. I wanted it for Christmas and you didn't want it.
That's right. No, you got to see both sides of the coin. You can't look at all the optimistic part. I'm optimistic. Don't get me wrong. I didn't get as far as I got by being always negative, but you got to look at the reality of what's going on. The reality of what's going on is they are trying to slowly collapse and overthrow the country. Whether you like that or not, whether you think that's negative or pessimistic, I just look at what's going on. I'm not a pessimistic person. I'm just looking at the isness of what they're doing. What are they doing? What is going on? And what is going on is that nothing makes any sense, and they're trying to destroy what we have here. Okay? You understand that? You can think better, and you won't be so stupid and naive, and you can maybe wake somebody else up to know what's going on and try to better prepare for it. Hope that helps. Keep skilling up. You want to make it out to the next Allies Mastermind? You're going to need a strategic advantage to make it through this economy. And that's what Allies is about. It's about finding strategic advantages. It's about finding out what other people are doing. High-level entrepreneurs, high-level business guys, real estate guys, and duplicating what they're doing, right? And that's what Allies is about. We're going to find out what everybody else is doing so we can copy them. You ain't going to be that smart, Chell. I ain't that smart. I just look at what everybody else is doing and copy it, right? And add to it and make it better. And that's the name of the game. So if you want to make it out to Allies Mastermind, we have 2 weeks left. Otherwise, you're going to come spend a day with me in my office. you can come and inbox me and we can schedule something, and I'll show you everything I'm doing. You can go out in the field and find a deal for me, and we can partner up. And I got a deal tomorrow that one of my students found that's we're going to look at locally. One of my local students, he found a 57 unit mobile home park that we are going to look at, that we're buying together. And I got an apartment, a 263 unit apartment complex that I'm going to do my second walkthrough that we're buying too, right? It's $15 million deal. But
if the interest rates go up, more people get a rent, which means you get higher.
Well, and that don't mean you should stop buying, right? If interest rates are going up, that just means that you should be buying cheaper. As long as the numbers make sense, keep buying, right? As long as it makes sense, that's all it's got to do. It's just got to make sense. It's got to buy cheaper. Use it as a strategic advantage. Use it as an edge when you're negotiating. You should not be paying the same amount as you were before, right? We have a mobile home park in Brookhaven, Mississippi that we're buying, that the purchase price was a lot more than it used to be. We're getting that, because we had so much, we having problems with the title, but interest rates have went up. So we got to get a reduction on the price because it doesn't make sense anymore at the price we were buying it. So love mobile homes, great money. I definitely prefer to own the land though. Oh, absolutely. I mean, for sure. I don't ever invest in mobile home parks unless I own land. Are you talking about, Ted? Are you talking about just renting the dirt and not owning the trailers? Or are you talking about, because a lot of people like to, own the mobile homes and then, pay the lot rent and then live in the spread with the trailer with the difference, right? Yeah, you should never buy a mobile home and then just rent the trailer without owning the dirt. Or if you're not gonna own the trailer, at least own the dirt. Is that what you mean, Ted? So. Anyway, Mama, you got any final last words you want to say?
You don't want me to talk.
No, I want you to talk. Talk, Mom.
I had too much wine. No, I think it's good to do what he's doing as far as like being prepared. But I don't like how he hyper focuses on it because life does go on, and we still have skills.
I am an extremist.
And he's an extremist, and I just take note and I just like go in the next room.
She can't.
Or I let him go to the camp.
She can't handle my pessimistic attitude about things. Right? She just.
Well, I'm the polar opposite. I'm a dreamer. Like
she's a cheerleader.
I'm not gonna lose the dream. So it kind of like rubs me the wrong way. But I get it, like I do. But I think there's importance in staying positive and just doing what you're doing and doing what works. So.
Well, you heard it from the famous Big Mama Rood. Michael says, how about RV parks? Yep, look, we're looking at RV parks right now to try to buy some.
Love RV parks. Especially because it's affordable ways to travel. If things get more expensive, like people can still afford to go to RV parks, in my opinion. A lot of people are living there, actually.
Yeah, appreciate the kind words, Michael.
Everything y'all talk about.
Mitchell, I'm sorry, Luke.
We
Mitchell.
don't sugarcoat life. Like
no, we don't. We tell them. I don't listen.
And they're with us all the time. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think it's good to sugarcoat shit with your kids.
No,
like, I think being real is very important.
It's brutal honesty. It will get you a lot further with your kids than sugarcoating shit, because when they get into the real world don't sugarcoat shit.
No.
And then they're gonna have a culture shock.
I mean, I think I was very baby in a lot of ways, and so I had a lot of reality checks. I don't want to do that to them. Like, I don't baby them. They know like real life what happens. They know the graphic trueness of what can happen.
Yeah.
I think that'll just make them make better decisions.
You gotta live in the truth, guys. Live in the truth, because if I ain't no guru, right?
But don't obsess over it, Chris.
I tend to obsess over the truth and worry about things that I can't control. But I like to worry because I think there's a help. Listen, if you're not worried as an entrepreneur, you're mentally unstable.
Or
You're not paying attention, right? It's a healthy frame of mind that worries. If you're not worried, I would say you need to worry. If you are worried, you probably shouldn't worry, because I've prepared. I've kind of had a lot of scenarios go through my mind. What I'm going to do if this happens, if that happens, where I'm going to pivot. And I've had to pivot multiple times, right, in business. We all have to if you've been in business long enough, right? Scary what's coming, but I'm not going to live in denial. That's right. You can't live in denial. 100%, Kevin. You have a good night. Love, peace, and hair grease. All right, Mike. You have a good one, brother. We're going to call it a night, too. Time to eat me some, focus on what's important and what you can control. That's exactly right, Luke. And this is why I study Stoicism, right? Because the main principle of Stoicism is what? You don't control what the outside world does, but you do control how you respond to it, right? And that's what it is. It's all about how you respond. It's controlling the controllables. If the country's going to get overthrown and I can't control it, guess what? I'm just going to live in the truth, right? So I think there's a lot of good people in this country. I think it's going to be really hard for them to get away with it.
Florida.
Well,
I'm okay with that.
or Tennessee, or Texas. Texas, Tennessee, or Florida, but I mean, I mean, there's nothing wrong with home in Louisiana, but it's not as pretty as those states for sure. But anyway, appreciate you guys. Keep skilling up, keep learning, keep studying, keep improving. I live by that. That's all I do.
And keep surrounding yourself with good people.
Yep. That's why you got to make it out to the Allies Mastermind. So, all right, guys. See you guys in the next live. If you want to come to the Mastermind, inbox me. Peace.